Alright, shalom, shalom. First one, give all praises and honor and glory be to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. The name of the Most High is Yahweh, and the name of the only begotten Son of the Most High is Yahweh Shai, which these are the true names of the living power and the Holy Son of the Most High. Again, the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and the name of the Messiah is Yahweh Shai, which these are the true names of the living power, the Most High, and the Messiah. Right, in this lesson, I'm going to be touching on a couple of prophecy, or on, prophecies, if you will. Mainly the focus is, the downfall of America, which we know that this time is nigh at hand. The downfall of America is nigh, it's close. Right now, you have Russia seeking assistance from China, or seeking help, if you will, a helping hand from China. And we know that's going to grieve, America, if you will, which it is. I have a couple of precepts on my mind, and Lord willing, I can bring them out, and Lord willing, this video is edifying. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 6, Salaki, verse 5. It says, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God have remembered her iniquities." So, America's sins have reached unto heaven. Or in fact, America has defiled the whole earth, corrupted the whole earth with her fornication, with her whoredom, if you will, with her sorcery. It says, "Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works." So America is going to receive the fruit of her doings. Right, the sins of this country youth, which was taking the so-called African American and making them slaves. Killing and robbing the so-called Israelites, the so-called Native Indians, Latinos, and Negroes. Even on the other hand, being a tyrant, if you will, in other lands, in other countries. Sending troops to other lands, stealing resources from other lands. So America's gonna receive double, if you will. It says, "In a cup which she had filled to her double." Right, so she gonna receive the fruit of her doings. It says, "How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously." Yeah, cause their pride have been reached. They exalt themselves, to the heavens, man. It says, "How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her." So that's all that's coming to this country. Torment and sorrow. It says, "For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow." And we gonna see about that. Let's get, as it is written, "For in pride is destruction and much trouble." That's Tobit chapter 4, verse 13. So for pride is destruction and much trouble, man. Right, so because of this country's pride, man, it's gonna get destroyed, man. It's gonna receive troubles. In fact, let's get the book of Obadiah real quick. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. Now, who's the men, or what's confederacy? Meaning those that are in an alliance with you, those that are in a league with you. Right? You have the so-called United Nations. Now, if I'm not mistaken, United Nations in the past was called the League of Nations, or somewhat like that. And forgive me, I may be mistaken, but Russia and different other countries is a member, if you will, of the United Nations. So, the men of thy confederacy, the men that you profit from, the countries that you profit from America, and that you was profitable for, it's gonna be the ones that's gonna destroy you. Iran. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. So, the men that were once at peace, that was once at peace with America, is going to deceive them, right? It says, and prevailed against thee they that eat thy bread. Meaning what? Right? Those countries who, because ultimately America is one of the largest exporters, if you will. Largest. America's a land of great traffic, if you will, a land of trading, if you will. So America is one of the largest trading countries, if you will. So these nations that profit off of America is going to be the same ones that's going to lay a wound on America. Let's read it again. It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So a wound is coming, man. All right, let's go to the book of Job real quick. Job chapter 12, verse 14. It says, behold, he breaketh down, and it cannot be built again. And this concerning the Lord. The Lord breaketh down, and it cannot be, built again. Whatever the Lord's going to break down, it's not going to be built again. So this country, once it gets destroyed by nukes, by missiles, it's going to be a desert, right? A land where no man shall pitch their tent. No man shall dwell or abide in this land. Once this, after this country is destroyed, which it tell you that, it tell you, when you go into the scriptures, it tell you that only birds and fowls of the air is going to inhabit this land. It says, he shutteth up a man, and there can be no opening. Behold, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up. Also he sendeth them out, and they overturn the earth. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. He leadeth counselors away spoiled, and maketh the judges fools. So right now, let me continue reading. It says, verse 18 says, he looseth the bond of kings, and girdeth their loins with a girdle. He leadeth princes away spoiled, and overthroweth the mighty. So, and those are the things that the Lord do. The Lord overthrow the mighty, man. In these times, in these last days, man, the Lord is going to overthrow America. Overthrow Esau, Edom, the Idumeans. It says, he removeth away the speech of the trusty, and taketh away the understanding of the age. He poureth contempt upon princes, and weakeneth the strength of the mighty. And that's what you're seeing right now. Right? Because right now, the countries, if you will, are hissing at America. Right? Saying, how long? You know, which I remember watching a video concerning how America won't be that leading power, that superpower in 2020 or up to 22, or somewhere along that lines, or up there, if you will. Which right now America's not even that leading superpower. Not even now, not even that leading superpower, man. In the past, they were. You know, which just to show you the on how mighty America was in the past. You know, if I'm not, I forgot what it was called, but if I maybe I could pull it up real one. So like I don't think I could, but it's it was a law concerning how any other European or foreign nation cannot intervene. I say intervene, but intervene, if you will, in any of the actions of America, right? So any foreign country, any Western country in the past, which there was a law that one of the presidents of America decreed in the Western world, right? So, any other country cannot, try to butt in, if you will, butt in the actions of America, or you'll be considered. If any other country would try to butt in, they will be considered an enemy, and that's why you had many wars back then. We'll continue on. It says, he discovereth deep things out of darkness, and bringeth out to the light the shadow of death. It says, he increaseth the nations and destroyeth them. And that's what this country was increased. Just like the Greek Empire was increased. Just like the Roman Empire was increased. But it was destroyed. It says, he increaseth the nations and destroyeth them. He enlargeth the nations and strengtheneth them again. He taketh away the heart of the chief of the people of the earth. And that's what you have right now, man. No one fear thee no more, man. Right? Thou art greatly despised amongst the nations. America. Right? You have a weak president. It says, and causeth them to wander in the wilderness where there is no way. Let's get this real quick. Job chapter 21, verse 17 says, how often is the candle of the wicked put out? And how often cometh their destruction upon them? God distributeth sorrows and his anger. Yeah, in these last days, that's going to be in the form of nukes. He's going to show his anger in the form of nukes, man. Man, these countries not going to have no pity upon the elders, the women, the men, the children in this country, man, when they shoot those nukes. It says, verse 18, says they are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. It says God layeth up his iniquity for his children. So what it means, layeth up his iniquity for his children, meaning, because ultimately, ye are your dads coming back. Ye are your fathers, your ancestors coming back concerning the so-called white man. Ye are your fathers coming back, man. You were the slave masters. You were the workers of iniquities back then, man, and you're gonna have to pay for it today. It says, he rewardeth him, and he shall know it. Yeah, and he shall know it. So right now you have the prophets and teachers prophesying, which is a dreadful sound in the ears of the so-called Idumeans, which is the white man. And they knowing it, they understanding, partly, if you will, they understanding, they know, they are well aware of the prophecies, man. That's why you have them building underground bunkers, underground cities, or they already have underground bunkers, if you will. The rich, the powerful, the politicians, so-called queens and kings of the earth, they have their underground bunkers, man, and they put their confidence, if you will, their trust in these bunkers. But in the end, they still gonna get caught. It says his eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. I'm gonna close off on this. Job chapter 27, verse 20. It says, terrors take hold on him as waters, a tempest stealeth him away in the night. The east wind carrieth him away, and he departeth, and as a storm hurleth him out of his place. It says, for God shall cast upon him, and not spare. He would fain flee out of his hand. Men shall clap their hands at him, and shall hiss him out of his place. And that's what you're seeing, the beginning stages of that right now. Whereas you have other countries, are somewhat in cahoots with Russia. And again, Russia is seeking assistance or help, a helping hand from financial and military help from China. But Lord willing, this video is edifying. Double honor to the elder apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings unto the elect. Salute and shalom to the fellow liberties in this truth, and all praises, honor, and glory to be to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Shalom.